Hello everyone, welcome to the Power Play with CJ. I just want to focus in on the Tampa Bay Lightning trading Brett Connolly to the Boston Bruins in exchange for 2 second-round picks. As a Bruins fan, I like this. I really do like this trade. They needed a veteran, not a veteran, but an NHL roster player, a guy that can play on the right wing, give them a little bit of size at that position. Because after losing to Ginla and before that, they haven't had that in the top six, and I think Connolly's a perfect fit now. I was in Tampa for the first 3 years of his career. That first year, when he was a 19-year-old rookie, he was in way over his head on a very, very, very bad Tampa team. And it really sucked watching him. Have to play out there with a subpar team around him. And then he was essentially a victim of circumstances because that bullshit CHL AHL rule. He was either in the NHL or juniors, and it wasn't fair to his development. That kid had outgrown juniors, but wasn't ready for the NHL. He needed seasoning in the AHL and spent the majority of the next 2 seasons, in Syracuse. And then this year made the Lightning out of camp. Has played 50 games, has 12 goals in the season, and it was really looking like there's a reason he was such a high pick. On a very very good Lightning team, he's really standing out and doing some great things. So I think for the Bruins, you have 2 second-round picks for a 22-year-old forward that's still developing and can still be, I think a very capable player in the National Hockey League. I think it's a smart move. I think his size and his overall play fit in well with what the Bruins are doing. And again, I like Connolly as a player, and I think if he can, get a change of scenery out of Tampa, that can work wonders for him. And maybe they gave up a little too much for him. This is a kid that was a top 10 pick in the draft that really needed a change of scenery in the NHL, and the Bruins can do that for him. I think if there's anywhere his career can take off, it's with Boston. I think when David Krejci comes back, him and Krejci might have some very, very intriguing chemistry. So watch out for that. If you're another team in the Eastern Conference, you look at his numbers last few years in the AHL: 63 points in 71 games as a 20-year-old, and then at age 21 had 57 points in 66 games. So he really does things very well. Good finesse guy. And I think if he's given a legitimate shot in Boston's top six, he will do very, very, very well. And I think Tampa gets 2 second round picks back. They do. I think for their sake it's a precursor to another move. If you remember with Yzerman, they made that Teddy Purcell for Sam Gagner type swap thing, and then Gagner ended up in Phoenix, whatever, to clear cap room, and that set them up for free agency to go out and sign, you know, uh, Brian Boyle and Strawman, guys like that, really sure up their supporting cast. Is the second round picks are getting back to Connolly a precursor to what they plan on doing? As the trade deadline gets closer, I think that's an intriguing possibility. And with 13 hours to go until the deadline, I think that's something we definitely have to keep an eye on. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's what episode of the Power Play with CJ on Brett Connolly getting traded to the Boston Bruins. Stay tuned for more episodes for the season and beyond. Later, guys.